There was this one point in my online business journey where I became convinced that I would be the creator of the next big .io game. You know, like the game that came out a few years ago called Agar.io. I thought I was going to create the next big one. So I did a lot of research. I made a massive plan for what this game was going to be. It was going to be like a pirate ship game where you build up your own pirate ship and fight other pirate ships. And it was going to be this big thing that everyone was going to play. Over the next 2 weeks, I made the website, I built the control scheme, I even made custom wind physics for the ships. But then, as usual, I started getting bored, and 3 hours of working on it became 2 hours. The next day I only worked 1 hour, and it slowly fizzled out, just like everything else did. In your online business journey, you're probably gonna go through this as well. You're gonna start a bunch of stuff, it's not gonna feel quite right, and then you're gonna stop. Whenever I started something new, I started it because I became excited about the amount of money I'd make doing it, and because of that, I never quite felt into it. I wasn't that excited about the thing itself, I was more excited about the outcome, and that's what made me try it in the first place. But when I actually got stuck into it, it never felt right, and I knew that it was going to be temporary, that I wasn't going to stick to it in the long term. And I even felt this to some extent with the business that I'm currently running, the business that literally made me 6 figures in the last year. So a couple of months ago, I realized that I was feeling this, and I did some journaling because I felt a lot of mental turmoil. I felt quite uneasy about what was going to happen in the future and my path ahead. There was this moment during that journaling where I finally felt relaxed, like my soul was at peace, and I could finally start doing what it is that I was meant to do. And in this video, I'm going to help you find that. And the way to do this is actually quite simple. You need to journal, explore your mind, and think of options. Don't get distracted while you do this. Just give yourself a set amount of time and just sit there thinking of options. And the key question you have to ask yourself is this: if this was the rest of my life, if I had to do this until I was dead, would I be okay with this? When you ask yourself this question, your mind is going to give you a whole lot of opinions like, oh, I've already started this other thing, I can just carry that on and make money that way, or this path isn't really the way to make money, don't really know many people making too much money doing this. Don't listen to any of that, because your mind doesn't know the answer. Your heart, your soul, or whatever you want to call it, already knows your purpose. It knows where you want to go. You just need to look past your mind and let it tell you what it's been trying to tell you this whole time. You only know that it's your true purpose if you can fully relax into it. And if your mind still makes up excuses or reasons why you might not be able to do that thing, ask yourself where those thoughts come from. Because after you look past all the conditioning that you've been subjected to, all of the opinions of other people that you've now taken on as your own opinions, you're gonna find out that maybe all of those reasons your mind's giving you are bullshit, and what you're truly supposed to do is what your heart is telling you. And then as you work, as you get better, as you go through the process, just listen to your inner self a little bit more. Stop just listening to your mind, because it's not always the best thing to do. Once you find that thing that makes you tick, that makes you excited, and makes your mind and your inner self align, you won't have any doubts anymore about whether you're doing the right business model or doing the right thing, and you'll actually be able to create true good work. It might feel like the easy and logical thing to do to directly copy someone else's path, but that's not typically the case, because then you never really become anything except a cheap imitation of them. You can use them as inspiration, but look within yourself and add that special flair that makes you unique to it. And that's the problem. Anyone can give advice that works for them, but a lot of people take that advice too literally and become cheap imitations of that person. Use the advice, but if something doesn't feel quite right to you, then don't do it. And don't be afraid to create your own path, just using the people that inspire you as a guideline, because creating your own path is what will make you truly successful. Think about it, the most noteworthy people in any path have always created their own route, their own way of getting there that isn't a cheap copy of anyone else. They've always had their own struggles, their own limitations they had to overcome, and they've always tried completely different things to anyone else. No one's ever gotten really successful just copying exactly what someone else has done. You have your own unique self, your unique soul with its own special purpose. And truly special work has only ever been created by people who have truly followed that purpose instead of copying someone else. That's why most people in a 9-to-5 job are unhappy, because 95% of them are not fulfilling their own soul's calling. They're just helping someone else fulfill theirs. They're doing it because it pays the bills and they're okay with that, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's another path you can take. You can actually do something that gives you true, deep satisfaction, deep within yourself, not just cheap monetary satisfaction that allows you to get a car or some other BS like that. True satisfaction deep within you. You can then monetize that passion in whatever way you choose. There's not one way. You can literally choose how to do it and essentially just break yourself free from this whole system and live your life however you want to live it. Don't be okay with just following a path that someone else has made for you. Have some self-importance because you are important. You have your own life. So why would you waste it working away for someone else's purpose? Everyone on this channel is creating this type of life for themselves. So if you're new here, welcome. You're going to fit right in because you are just like us. I'm glad you're here because I'm trying to build this community, make it as large as possible and help as many people as possible quit their 9-to-5 jobs and live their true purpose, whatever that may be. So if you resonate with this message, welcome. My name is Brian and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. See you next video.